Relationship for Dumbasses. My Orphaned Account on AO3. Episode 14. Chapter 7. Here for You. In hindsight, maybe Bakugou shouldn't have taken it so personally. But if you know anything about him, he definitely took it personally. Hard. All of Deku's projecting pure admiration when he asked about his accomplishments, all of his clapping when Bakugou told him his goal to become the one fellowship student, all the sneaking around, all the secret chem notes he had forgotten about. Deku wasn't a chem major, and he steals the spotlight straight from underneath Bakugou's feet? Was it all just pity? Was Deku the chem genius here? Despite not even picking it up till college? Here Deku was, watching Bakugou work his ass off to get the position, while he secretly took it from him, from his little throne, way above his head. Watching, and then action? He's standing over Deku, who has the audacity to look like he's the victim here. And Bakugou has had it. That's not it, Kachan. He denies. I never wanted to undermine your work. Hard work, he says. Like Bakugou was the only one who worked hard while he just got it. You've always been like that. Bakugou screams. And even he knows it's bullshit, but his tongue is just grasping for something to say. Ever since the beginning of the year, you looked at me like that. That's because I admire you. I think you're smart and dedicated and talented. Tears stream down his cheeks, and it makes Bakugou even angrier. I wanted to be closer to you. How can you not see that? Shut up! Bakugou pushes him enough, so that Midoriya's back hits the wall, and he crumbles to the floor. Bakugou has never, ever seriously hurt him, but he has gone too far in his rage. Midoriya stares up at Bakugou, whose figure obscures the ceiling light, casting a shadow on Midoriya's form. Kachan, please understand. I did it because I like you. I don't. Bakubro! Kirishima waves when Bakugou enters the gym. Do you want the bench? I want to punch something. He walks straight past him to the punching bags. Okay? Something was up. I'll hold it for you. Bakugou punches the bag with enough strength that Kirishima falls flat on his ass. Later on, Bakugou will think, what was he really mad about? That Deku, the weak-wilted loser, was as good as he was in chem? Or that Deku, the weak-wilted loser, denied it? What was Midoriya really hurt about? That Kachan, his saber, turned around and pushed him? Or that Kachan, his saber, failed to be pleased with him? That night, Bakugou hears him crying underneath the sheets. Cry me a river, Bakugou thinks bitterly. He's fucking stupid if he thinks those snorting noses will make him anything but annoyed. In the morning, Bakugou sees Deku's puffy eyes and storms out the door. Midoriya does what he does every time something doesn't work out. He keeps trying. Kachan, here's the data printout you wanted. Kachan, do you need some water? Kachan, you figured it out. That's amazing. Kachan. No matter how much he talked, Kachan continues to give him the silent treatment. My boy, is everything between you and young Bakugou alright? All might ask after Bakugou snatches the preferred lab googles from Midoriya's hand and walks away without a glance. Midoriya thinks that's the only reason Bakugou doesn't push him to the ground is because All Might and Aizawa are standing right there. Oh, it's nothing, he says. All Might doesn't look like he believes it, but he doesn't push. In their dorm, there is no All Might to act as a buffer. Bakugou forces his research, and Midoriya, scared that watching NEC would rouse Bakugou's anger, reads the manga instead. Bakugou's friends visit once to invite Bakugou to eat out in a restaurant and celebrate the impacts of his research, but Bakugou refuses. And because Baku Squad is full of stubborn mules, they decide to bring the food to him, sitting around in the circle of the floor, stuffing their faces with chow mein and egg rolls, as Midoriya sits a little further away in the corner. Uraraka scoots over and invites him into the circle, And even though Bakugo doesn't say anything, Deku's too scared shitless to try him, so he says, Nah, I'm good over here. Are you sure? Do you want. He said no, round face. Bakugo interrupts. Midoriya blinks, surprised by the hostility. Well, I'm gonna sit next to Midoriya, if you're gonna be like that, Baku. Go then. When Uraraka plants herself next to Midoriya, he whispers, Kachan's, frustrated because of problems in research lab. Isn't he always like that? She laughs and leans a little closer. Hey, I don't know what happened between you two to make him suddenly act like that, but whatever he might have said before, just don't let him bully you around. Yeah, he knows. Good work again, Bakugo. Aizawa takes his data set, and Bakugo is just about to get the fuck out of the lab that they're stuck in for 6 hours when he holds a hand up. Wait just there. I need to talk to you for a moment. What is it? Bakugo grunts, showing his hand in his white lab coat, toeing a spot at the floor. I'm gonna be blunt. What is going on between you and Midoriya? Bakugo stiffens. His foot pauses for a second before resuming. Huh? Don't think I haven't noticed. I know this is the first time we've ever chosen 2 people for the fellowship, but you're gonna have to suck up your pride and work together with him. He stares at him flatly, observing how Bakugo scowl and averted his eyes. This is a chem lab. This is fellowship. Don't hold us back because of something personal going on between the 2 of you. The thing is, kid's smart. When it comes time to picking the fellowship students, he was almost guaranteed to be chosen. Here, you have a kid who was extremely talented, probably worked his ass off to get where he was, and probably had a genius interest in chemistry to boot. But then, you had Midoriya, a non-chem major who somehow managed to slip under the radar for a while before beeping on the far left side, red, bright, and noisy. The librarian, Chio, had told the 2 of them that Midoriya sometimes spent his nights hollered up in the library, drowning over advanced chem textbooks, and it makes you wonder why the fuck he was trying so hard. Honestly, Aizawa didn't want to admit Midoriya in the first place. There had been multiple qualified people in the past that didn't meet the fellowship, and it could stand to a capacity to enmass all of them. No matter how hard-working, no matter how much the kid wanted to get in, allowing an extension was dishonorable. This is where things get complicated. Toshinori immediately took to the kid. Toshinori, we cannot blend the rules for this. Besides, he's not even a chem major. Yes, but Shota. He boomed, and this is why the 2 of them never got along. Doesn't that make his accomplishments even more impressive? I still vote giving it to Bakugo and Bakugo alone. He said dry. Toshinori, you cannot play favorites here. This is merit-based. Toshinori stayed silent for a while. You once told me you wouldn't take anyone who showed no potential. Midoriya, my boy, starting from level 0 and now he's at level 20. Compared to the Midoriya I met during middle school days, he has grown immensely. He stated, meaningfully, and pointed one finger at Aizawa. You too. You feel this potential, don't you? If there's anything Aizawa learned from 8 years of school and 10 years of teaching with Toshinori is that the man doesn't know when to give up. Fitting that he picks some kid who's exactly like him, he never shuts up if Aizawa doesn't let him have his way. Fine. Aizawa sighed heavily. But the moment I see his potential drop down to 0, the moment I see he cannot catch up, I will take him out. Excellent. I knew you would see it my way, Aizawa. Toshinori put a hand on his shoulder. Don't touch me. Okay. Toshinori backed off, his duty done. Just thinking about the conversation gave him a headache. Aizawa closed his eyes and pinched the bridge of his nose, between his forehead. Anybody would be upset to have to share the position with someone else. But Bakugo would be livid. He heard stories about the kid's infamous temper and knew he probably had a ball of pride. He almost feels bad for this Midoriya kid, but then again, who knows? Kill 2 birds with a stone. This could be a learning experience for Bakugo too. And this is where he stands now, eye-dried and tired and done with the world, a stubborn Bakugo standing in front of him. Bakugo. He sighs, and Bakugo glares hard. You're smart and talented. Stop acting like a kid. Bakugo toes the spot in the floor harder, frowning at the ground. I know. He huffs. Good, he says, and watches as Bakugo makes his way to the door. And Bakugo? Bakugo stops. Get me the next set of results by the end of the week. Got it. Bakugo murmurs something like, holy fuck, lay off, old man, and stalks out. Aizawa rubs his temples. He's gonna have to learn manners, too. Hey, what's up with you and Midoriya? Is the first thing Kirishima says when they go to dinner after their study session at the library. Why the fuck is everyone asking? Bakugo grits his teeth and opens the menu. Why the fuck do you care anyways? Dude, it's written all over you guys. Whatever happened, you seem more down because of it. Kirishima pays a lot of attention to Bakugo. Just last week, Sarah taped all his folders on the inside of his backpack so he couldn't take them out, and instead of yelling and raging and chasing him down, Bakugo just stared at Sarah until he felt guilty. Jesus, I'm sorry, just stop. And fixes it. Midoriya, no matter what Bakugo might say about him, means enough to act and affect him this way. Kirishima knows that Bakugo cares a lot more than he lets on. Bakugo doesn't agree with him, but he doesn't outright deny it either, so he must be getting somewhere. Hey, you could tell me about it if you want. You were there for me before. I'll be there for you. Kirishima put his hands on Bakugo's arm, and it wasn't shaken off. Accept some help for once in a while, okay? Whatever. Toshinori watches as Midoriya struggles with carrying a box of lab equipment, arms weak, legs spaghetti. Midoriya, my boy, do you need some help? Okay. He pants, placing the box on the ground for a breather before picking it up again. No, it's fine, Midoriya. He takes the box from Midoriya's hand. Huh, it wasn't quite as heavy as Midoriya had made it seem. Then again, the boy was probably a stick. Midoriya, my boy, you needed to go to the gym more often. Yeah, I know. He walks next to him shyly, scratching at the back of his neck. Is there something stopping you? No response. If you like, Midoriya, I could help you with muscle training. Midoriya's head shoots up, and Toshinori sees the exact moment his eyes go from dead sea bass to sparkly, jumping out of the water sea bass. Really? You don't have to. Really? He laughs. Of course. It'll be just the two of us. No need to fear. Thank you, All Might. I'll definitely think about it. Please don't call me that so loudly. It's a little embarrassing. Toshinori will do. Thank you, Toshinori. So Izuku's going through the gutter. Like, I'm sorry, not only is Todoroki not talking to him, Bakugo is pissed at him. Like, pissed. Like, shove pissed. Like, fucking pissed. And it's like, okay, Bakugo, calm your fucking ego down. Izuku did not do it to one-up you. Izuku did it because Izuku genuinely likes you. And also, it is really impressive. I mean, as Toshinori said, he went from level 0 to level 20, right? Like, what? Like, what? Bakugo has been training for this since, what, high school? Izuku barely got into it because he liked the guy? I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I got into My Hero Academia because I liked the guy, and now look at me. Yeah, I had a crush on this guy. It was a friend of mine, and I really, really wanted to talk to this person because, unfortunately, me and this friend of mine, we weren't able to talk as much because he was constantly looking at this other girl, and this other girl was constantly trying to get his attention. God, she annoyed the fuck out of me, and she still does. Not just because of that. I mean, like, there's other reasons. They ended up dating years later, and she is a bitch. I'm telling you this. She is a bitch. I fucking hated her. She was a horrible girlfriend to him. The reason they broke up was absolutely insane. I'm sorry. She just said that she didn't want to date him anymore and then spreads lies that he cheated. And I know for a damn fact he did not cheat. Because I know he came to me sobbing when they broke up, because they broke up and he said that, you know, she just lost feelings and like he could understand and stuff. But quote unquote, he was cheating, according to her, and she would only say it to her friends. And the reason I found out was because somebody texted me asking me like, hey, would so-and-so cheat on someone? I'm like, dude, no, he would not. He has been through all my relationships where I got cheated on, and fucker hates those people. Like, he is not a cheater, trust me. And just saying, shit was messy because he did not fucking cheat. He did not. Anyways, but because of that, I got into My Hero Academia because that's something that they would talk about. And, so they no longer like My Hero Academia. At least, I don't know about the girl. I know he doesn't necessarily dig My Hero Academia. We're kind of in contact now, not that much. But, I, as you could tell, really, really like it. So, Izuku, you and me both. Sometimes we go from 0 to, like, 1,000 on a certain thing because we like someone and we're trying to, like, match their energy there. And it's like, watch me excel at something. Watch me. Sometimes the greatest motivator is love. Sometimes you gotta be Delulu. A lot of the times I got into a lot of things, and I know a lot of things because people I dated were really into it. Like comic books. I was never really into comic books or Marvel, but I dated someone who was really into comic books, really into Marvel, really, really into drawing, and I got into that stuff for them, right? Really into that kind of stuff, and I got into it for them. We are no longer dating, and we are no longer even know each other, but the My Hero Academia one, that guy, I'm still friends with him, dig him sometimes. It's very much occasionally, like once every like 3 months, we just, hi, how's it going? Everything good? If anything, it's an acquaintance at this point. Unfortunately, man's moved away. It's his fault. He moved to Dakota. That's not my fault. That's his fault. Fucker. Fucking moving. But it was very much a big thing. But like, I find that hilarious. Freaking Izuku, like, it's like, I don't know much about chemistry, but I like you, Kachan, so I'm gonna learn chemistry, and gets good enough to get into this, you know, prestigious thing, and Katsuki's like, what the fuck? Like, you would be surprised. As I said, that one guy really liked My Hero Academia, and look at me now. I know more about it. I consume it on a daily basis. You like My Hero Academia? Bet. Let me beat you. Obviously, I don't like My Hero Academia right now just because of him anymore. I actually genuinely like it. Like, he got me into it. But, like, now I fully like it. Like, I really like it. Specifically, I like the fandom. I like talking with you guys. I like fan fiction specifically. I've always been a fan fiction person, so I always like fan fiction and stuff like that. I think the only fandom I've not gotten into fan fiction of is surprisingly Banana Fish. But in my defense, there's not much Banana Fish fanfiction out there. Like, guys, we're lacking. We need more Banana Fish TikTok. I mean, not TikTok. Fanfiction. Why did I say TikTok? Hell, don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. Actually, don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. Hold up. I'm gonna... So, for examples, we're gonna see how much My Hero Academia has. So, find My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia, how many works it has is 353,520. So basically it has, what, 3,500,000 works? 3,500K? Mind you, that's a lot. That's not even in how many words it is, right? And then... I'm trying to find Banana Fish. Here's Banana Fish. Banana Fish has 6,262. It is very little. It is very little. Like, that's how many fanfictions sometimes I have for a ship in My Hero Academia. Actually, it's a lot more. If I'm pretty sure BKDK has more. I think Shindeku has more fics than Banana Fish as a whole. Hold up, let me check this. I'm pretty sure it does. Oh my god, I think it does. Okay, Shin so slash Izuku Midoriya and then search. And oh my god, it does not have more, but it has similar. And that says everything I need to know. So Shindeku as a whole has 5,508. Well, Banana Fish only has 6,262. Right? I know BKDK definitely has a whole lot more. Bakugou / Izuku. Search. Bakugou and Izuku has... See, this is the difference. The other... Shindeku has 5k fix on just Shindeku. BKDK has 53,297. Y'all, I can't be picky when I'm looking for Shindeku fix. I can't. BKDK fix though, I can be picky as fuck. But like, get that in your mind. BKDK, a ship. The ship has more fix than Banana Fish as a whole. Shindeku is just a little bit under. Just Shindeku fix is just a little bit under than Banana Fish as a whole. I can't be picky if I go to Banana Fish, which is again why I just haven't gotten into it. I definitely do, but I think Banana Fish is one of those fics where you are so hurt. It's to a point where it's like, fuck. Like, you are so hurt in that goddamn fandom that, like, as much as you want to read Fix It Fix to make you feel better, you keep thinking about how this fic is not canon, and then you cry more. Because I've tried. I've tried, like, not from Banana Fish, but from another fandom, which has even less fanfictions. Way less fanfiction. Okay, does it even... Hold up. No, not bookmarks, fandoms. Which has way less fanfictions than Banana Fish, at least from my memory. So, yeah, They Both Die at the End is another fandom that I tried to get into the fanfiction of, but mind you, in Archives of Our Own, that fandom only has 177. That one is actually... I would actually have to be at the gutter. Just in the gutter. In the gutter. And most of these are crossovers, by the way. Most of these are not actually They Both Die at the End. Most of these are other fandoms. So, for example, the first one that pops up, mind you, my filters are just to date, so like the most recently updated, is Danganronpa crossover with They Both Die at the End. So think Danganronpa, but with the They Both Die at the End concept. This next one is League of Legends, but with the They Both Die at the End concept. Hazbin Hotel, but They Both Die at the End concept. This is the first one I find that's just They Both Die at the End. And it's a one-shot. Oh my god. Finally, another one that's just this. Right, that's 2 for what? Okay, 1, 2, 3. 3 They Both Die at the End. It's just concepts. 1, it's the actual thing. Actual fanfiction for the fandom. Another one of actual fanfiction for the fandom. This other one is another concept. That's 4 to 2. This next one's another concept. 5 to 2. This one's another fic for the fandom. Another concept that it will be 6 to 3. Another, for the fanfiction, so that's 4 to 6. Another one for the concept, so that is 7 to 4. Another one for the fix. Another one for the fix, so that's 6 to 7. Oh, we're racking. Oh, this is BKDK. Well, not BKDK. Yeah, it is a BKDK. Can you imagine a world where people are... Oh, I'm happy reading this one. Ooh, did I just find a good read? Ooh. Am I gonna read this? Oh, yes, I am. Ooh, we love it. How many? Did I just see 911? I know 911 is gonna have a whole lot more fanfiction. Yeah, 53,000, right? Which is as much as BKTK has alone. My Hero Academia is one of those fanfiction fandoms that has huge. We are huge. We're not as huge as Harry Potter. I think we're top 5 in fan fictions and how many fan fictions we have. We're not top. I think I believe number 4 or number 3. One of those. I know we're top 5 though. I know for a fact we're fucking top 5. I know my ass. We top 5. I know for a fact that we're top 5. Hold up. I need to copy paste this and then I need to read that later. I need to read that later. Can I get a Shingeki one? No. Hold up. That's just gonna break me. Never mind. I don't want to get broken. Anyway, that's another one that I just never got into because, like, there is so little. Like, at least with Banana Fish, I get to, like, be a bit picky. I still can't be as picky. Like, I could be as picky as I am with Shingeki. With Shingeki, no problematic ships. Absolutely no problematic ships. I filter the fuck out of those, or if I see them, I just don't touch them. And I used to prefer to keep it on finished fics, but I don't even care anymore at this point. If it's unfinished, it's unfinished. I'ma read it. I have read a lot of fics where they unfinished, but it stops before they even get together, and I'm like, okay, so it's just heavily implied. I'm gonna kill myself. I'm not. But I think that and no poly ship that's more than 3. But that's just on me. And it cannot be with Monoma. Look, Monoma gets me fucking pissy. Okay? I don't like Monoma. So that plus the no Monoma, no non-con. That's obvious. And no Stockholm Syndrome. Everything else is on the table, though. Everything else is on the table. I used to have so many more standards. I used to have so much more standards. When I go to BKDK fics, I have so many standards. I'm like, okay, I want quirkless Izuku, content creator Izuku. I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. And it's like, I need this. At the very least for that one, I get to be picky. I say absolutely no to poly ships on that. Unless, obviously, I don't not read it. It's just like, for the most part, when I'm looking to read it, I'm like, okay, I don't want a poly ship, therefore I'm not going to pick a poly ship, right? Know this, know that. Quirkless Izuku. I want them aged up. Sometimes I dig a high school one, but for the most part, I like their ship when it's aged up. Because we get the best Bakugou with Izuku. And I love that. Why? Aged up. Quirkless Izuku, bonus if it is content creator Izuku, analysis Izuku, fucking jackpot if it's both. But I am super picky when it comes to BKDK. So fucking picky. When it comes to Shingeki, just no problematic ships, no poly that's more than 3 because I actually start to get confused, and no non-con or anything like that. Unless it's CNC. See, unless it's CNC was not allowed before. But the bar is so fucking low that is okay. That is alright. I don't mind at this point. If you got it, you got it. It can't be a one-shot though. If it's something like that. CNC one-shot, no. But if it's just like CNC eventual, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. Sure, whatever. As long as it's like fully CNC. W is consent? It depends. Like, I'm like, it depends. If it's like a Stockholm Syndrome thing, I ain't digging it. If it's just like, oh, can you brainwash me? Sure. Like, I read one fic where it was W is consent, but like not in the way you think. Where Hitoshi brainwashes Izuku to have this hypnotizing moment because he's like, oh, you are confident, you're confident. Izuku wanted this, by the way. You're confident, you're confident. He thought it was like fucking, it wasn't gonna work. And so he's like, haha, you think Shinso is amazing, right? And then later down the road, Izuku's like really confident and flirtatious with Hitoshi. And Hitoshi thinks the whole time, shit, I made Izuku fall in love with me. And Izuku's like, I always thought you were amazing. I'm just confident enough to say it now. And I loved it. Oh shit, this is a long end note. As always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds, have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.